We're standing in the Corner Cottage Earthship, which is in the Greater World Earthship community in Taos, New Mexico. This is a 650-acre subdivision with 60 homes here now. There'll be 130 when it's complete. Every home in this community is built out of natural and recycled materials. Every home collects all its own water and uses it 4 times. Each building makes its own electric power with solar and sometimes wind. And the buildings heat and cool themselves completely with passive solar and thermal mass design. The key to having an Earthship be self-sufficient with power is designing down the amount of power that this building uses. So there's no electric heating elements on this building. There's no air conditioning. The building completely heats and cools itself naturally, so we don't need electric power for that. We use super efficient lighting, because lighting is a huge draw in any home. Super efficient refrigeration. They're 12 or 24 volt refrigerators. They use 1/10 of the power of a conventional refrigerator. And the building has solar panels on the roof, which charge a bank of batteries. We split the power into AC and DC power. 1/3 of all the energy used in the world is for heating and cooling built structures. Well, in Earthship, we use no additional energy beyond the energy coming from the sun. These buildings are surrounded on 3 sides by thermal mass in the form of used automobile tires rammed with earth. Those walls form the load-bearing walls for the roof, and they also store the temperature for the building. Then the buildings are earth bermed on 3 sides, and the whole south side is glass. The sun comes in the winter, low in the sky, fills the room with sunlight. The sun heats up the mass of the floor and the mass of the walls. In the evening, when the temperature in the room drops below the temperature in the walls, heat is released into the space, naturally warming the space. Then in the summer, with the sun high in the sky, the natural temperature of the earth helps to cool the building. Then we add natural ventilation and sometimes cooling tubes to enhance the cooling of the building. So these buildings heat and cool themselves year-round in a climate that can be 30 below zero or 105. An Earthship gets all its household water off the roof from rain and snowmelt. The moisture falls on the roof, is stored in cisterns outside the building. From there, it's filtered, pressurized, treated, and sent to your fixtures and used for everything but the toilet. So your shower, your drinking water, washing dishes, all of those are the first use of the water. Then that water flows into the interior gray water treatment planters, which we see in every building, the green plants filling the space, where the plants use up some of the water because you want to get rid of some of this wastewater, but also aerate and treat the water and clean it up enough that you can flush the toilet with it. And then that goes outside to a contained black water system with plants. So we do exterior landscaping, and that's the 4th use of the water. In these buildings, we use about 45% reclaimed materials. So that's in the form of the tires, the cans, the bottles. We use reclaimed wood for structure and also for doors. Plastic bottles can be used. There's buildings that have metal paneling from old washing machines and refrigerators for roofing. We try and seek out these materials as much as possible to reduce the impact of purchasing new materials on the planet. On top of that, there's a lot of artistic details on the homes we're looking at right now. They're very sculptural. The materials, the natural mud plaster, the mud floors, the rock, the tile, the poured concrete countertops, the can walls, the bottle walls, all these materials lend themselves to sculptural, nonlinear shapes, and so we really take advantage of that when we design the buildings. Earthships cost about the same or a slight bit more as a conventional well-built house in your area. So whatever that square footage cost, it's very similar. The Earthship is more labor intensive than a conventional home. About 45% of the cost is labor. And so for people that choose to build their own Earthships, they can do it significantly cheaper than they could build a conventional home. But even if you have one built for you, one important thing to consider is that an Earthship comes with all the systems built into it. So once you have this home, you don't have any heating bills, any water bills, any electric bills. That's something you have to factor in. An Earthship is just going to take care of you for the rest of your life. So it's a real machine with everything built into it.